What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Sensu Charisma here today, bringing you another video. And today's video is going to be a arena class setup video. So I have 10 arena classes here, all set up, and I'm gonna go through each one of them with you guys. So let's get right into it. We got my KN. I got diamond on it, which is pretty nice. But I run suppressor, fast mags, quick draw, and extended mag. And then I have flak jacket, hardwired, and blast suppressor. Now I'm going to go into the details. Obviously, I have suppressor just because it's quiet and they can't be seen on the mini-map. That helps out a lot if you play any games like Search and Destroy. I have no clue. Just a lot of the game modes in Arena, you don't want to be noticed. And if you go unnoticed, you can get your streaks. You can win your team the match. So then I have fast mags just because if you do end up trying to rush, you can be able to win the gunfights just because if you run out of ammo, got that ammo back. And then that's also why I have quick draw, because if you're trying to win those gunfights, you gotta have your gun up first. And then extended mags just because you don't have to reload as much, so you could get feeds possibly in Arena, which would be actually pretty dope. Then I have flak jacket just because you don't need ghost, otherwise I would recommend ghost. Sixth sense isn't as good, I guess, as it used to be. You have to be a lot closer in order for it to sense now. So I just don't really use it. So I use flak jacket just because moving faster, yeah, it's helpful in some game modes, but generally it's not needed. Flak jacket, like if you're playing capture the flag or something and you don't want those things to fall down on you, so you know, the hellstorms to fall down on you and kill you, so you can just put on flak jacket and it doesn't kill you. Hardwired, you're immune to counter UAVs, so you can still see your mini map whether you have a power core EMP'd or you have a smoke. You won't trigger trip mines or shock charges or C4, and people can't use tracker 6th sense on you as well. Then blast suppressor, you're quieter and it's not noticed on the minimap. It is kind of hard to notice on the minimap, but it's not noticeable at all. Then we have the M8A7. I have the ELO, the quick draw, the rapid fire, RK5, flak jacket, hardwired, fast hands, and blast suppressor. I have the ELO on it just because I don't really like the sight on this gun as its own. Quick draw just because if you do end up trying to rush around, you need to be able to get your gun up first. Sometimes you'll be in a situation where you're on a streak, you're camping with the gun, and a guy runs up behind you. It's nice to have quick draw because you can get the first bullet off. And then rapid fire just so that you can shoot faster. It's needed on burst or single shot weapons. Then I have RK5 just because I don't really use tacticals or lethals that often. And this gun will just also help with the fact that if someone runs up on me, I can just switch out. That's also why I have fast hands on here for my perks, but let's get into our perk 1. We have flak jacket, then we have fast hands, hardwired, and blast suppressor. Flak jacket, again, I recommend that over all the other ones just because you don't take as much damage from explosives. Then we have hardwired. I already told you, you still can have your minimap up when you have counter UAV, power core, or EMP'd, or a smoke screen, and you won't trigger trip mine, shock charges, or C4, and yeah. So then I fast hands just because you can bring up your gun faster when you're sprinting, which helps a lot if you're using the RK5 and if you're using the M8, but I mainly have it just so that if needed, you can switch your guns quicker. And then also blast suppressor just so that you are not noticed on the map. Those flak jacket and blast suppressor are one of the most needed perks in Arena. But then we got our Man of War class setup, which I have quick draw, grip, high caliber, and rapid fire. And then perks, I have flak jacket, hardwired, blast suppressor. So I have quick draw just because the Man of War is a big gun and it doesn't go up very fast. And then it also has a lot of recoil. It bounces a lot, so I have grips to minimize that. And then high caliber for in case the little bumps do happen, I get those headshots. It takes like 2 bullets to the head with the Man of War to kill someone, or a bullet in the head and then a bullet in the body. You hit them in the head, it's at least 2 shots. And then rapid fire just because the rate of fire on this gun is so slow. Then I have flak jacket. Again, it reduces explosives. I'm not going to go over hardwired again. If you want to hear that one again, go back earlier in the video. And then blast suppressor. Again, you're not seen on the minimap when you jump. It is quieter. And then I have the Cuda. I'm actually going to switch this up. No, actually I'm not because it's with my SVG. So I have the Kudo with the grip, the quick draw, and long barrel. I have long barrel just because this gun doesn't have that great of range. I mean, it does, but it doesn't at the same time. So grip really helps you get those long range kills if you have a machine gun and like a guy runs out past you and jumps away. And then quick draw just so that you can get first bullet off faster. And then I have SVG just because this is the class I usually use for search and destroy or something like that, where I am across the map. And this is a really good class setup for me, and I have the same perks: flak jacket, hardwired, and blast suppressor. Then we'll go down to my Weevil class setup, which this is the one that I already made a video about, except this is the arena version. I mainly made this one for camping on a hardpoint or something like that. Yeah, I called it Weevil Hardpoint. I have the grip on it just because that's needed. Fast mags so I can reload much quicker, otherwise it's way slow. And then stock so I can move around on the hardpoint. I have EMP to take out the electronics like the sentry guns or the guardians that are on the hardpoints. And then I have trip mines just so that if someone does come on the hardpoint, I can have this set up to kill someone somewhere. And then the same perks, except this time I have tactical mask instead of the original blast suppressor, just because if you're playing hardpoint, doesn't matter if you're jumping around or not. So this one will help you out. You might actually save a lot of your teammates with this one, just because they'll be chucking a bunch of flashbangs, concussions, whatever, and it won't harm you at all. You'll just see a little bit of it, and you can just keep going. So yeah, that's a good perk. Then I have flak jacket and hardwired. I'm not going to go over those again. Then for this one, I have a dingo, which is just mainly a camping class if you like camping at all. I don't really like it, but I just made this class just in case I do end up feeling the need to. So I have the Varks 3 sight just because I can go from reflex sight to recon sight, which is really helpful. And then I have quick draw just in case I do end up rushing around with it, and then grip because the recoil on this thing is mad. Then I have MR6 just because I need another gun besides the dingo for this class, otherwise you're just going to die at close combat. Then I have trip mine for camping and trophy systems for destroying everything when people try to kill you when you're camping. And then flak jacket, hardwired, tactical mask, which tactical mask again reduces the effects of flashbangs, concussions, and shock charges. Then we got the Shiva, which this class is mainly if I start getting irritated, I use this one. I'm actually really good with the Shiva. I have a trigger finger, but for some reason I decided not to put on a rapid fire, which that's what I recommend. So this class I have Varks 3 sight, quick draw, rapid fire, and high caliber. I have Varks 3 again because it can either go from recon to reflex, quick draw, get the first bullet off, rapid fire because this gun is such a slow rate of fire since it's a single shot. So yeah. Then I have high caliber because otherwise it's a one hit kill in the head if you have high caliber. So it's pretty good. And then I have for tactical EMP, and then I have the same perks as usual: flak jacket, hardwired, and blast suppressor. Then in here I have the Brecci, which I think I have a new camo now. Jungle Party, let's go. And I had rapid fire and long barrel just because this thing has shit for range and shit for rate of fire, but when you have these both on there, it's a mowing machine. Then I have the dingo again for I use this class in search and destroy actually, and it kind of pisses people off, but since it's arena, it's okay. You gotta try hard. So I have Varks 3 sight just because it's reflex and recon, and then I have quick draw for the first bullet because, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal to have grip when you're going to be camping a lot or rushing. So then I have the same perks. Perk 1 is flak jacket, then it's hardwired, then it's blast suppressor. Then we move down to my ICR class. I have a suppressor, quick draw, rapid fire, and extended mag. I have suppressor on it, even though it doesn't have a good damage, it has a massive range. So this suppressor just really helps out a lot just because it hinders the range, but that doesn't make a difference because the range on this gun is so good already. And then I have suppress, quick draw, and that's for getting the first bullet off again, and then rapid fire because the rate of fire on this gun is slow and it can actually get you killed if you do end up meeting someone face-to-face close combat. You usually win those gunfights unless they have OP guns like Vesper, VMP, KN, stuff like that. And then extended mag just because this thing that has like a 25 bullet clip, when you have this on it's like a 30 or 40 bullet clip. Then we have the same perks, which is flak jacket, hardwired, and blast suppressor. And then we move down into our last class, which is a Razorback. Now the Razorback has a suppressor, quick draw, fast mags, and long barrel with the same perks, flak jacket, hardwired, and blast suppressor. So the suppressor, just because it's quieter and it's not seen on the mini map. Then we have quick draw for first bullet, fast mags, because this thing, when you rush with this class, since there is no recoil, you don't need a grip. Since there's barely any recoil, you need to be able to just whoop, put it back in to get the kill a lot faster. And the long barrel, just because this thing already has a good, like, barely any recoil, so when you have long barrel, you can get massive range. So anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I spent a lot of time finding these classes and making them, and I was sorry if I sounded like I was talking a little fast. Go back and rewatch it if I was. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's been your boy, Since You Charisma, I'm out. And then, actually, don't forget that if you're new, you should go and subscribe, and then like if you enjoyed this video or if it helped you out. Peace.